Story surrounds a homeless man named Nada who arrives in Los Angeles from Colorado, hoping to get a decent job. At the beginning of the film, he makes his first stop at the employment office that is flooded with people like him. The officer inquires about his last job and claims that they do not have anything suitable for him at the moment. Unemployment has hit the lower and middle classes because of economic decline. It's evident that Nada won't be getting a job anytime soon. As he wanders around the neighborhood, he comes across a preacher rambling about a secret organization that's ruling the world and making it sinful. He claims that the organization has corrupted the hearts and minds of the leaders and the rich to profit off of them. The poor have been exploited and are currently being manipulated without them knowing. Nada dismisses the preacher's words as blabber and walks away when he sees the police coming. While walking down the road, he notices a man staring into the TV as if he's being hypnotized by the show. The same thing happens at night with an old man. Nada still doesn't think much of it and continues looking for a job the next day. Eventually, he's hired as a laborer at a construction site. After a day of hard work, he meets a fellow laborer named Frank Armitage. Frank offers him a meal and a place to sleep at a local shantytown where most of the workers live. At night, the people at the shantytown are watching the TV when suddenly, the show is interrupted by a man relaying a strange message. He vaguely talks about a dangerous signal being sent through the mass media to the lower class people. The viewers all collectively get a headache as they listen to him. They don't think much of the message and continue watching the show when the problem is fixed. Then, the next morning, the message plays on TV again. This time, the person claims that the lower and middle class have become slaves to rich people who are not humans. Just then, Nada notices a man running off to a nearby church as if he knows something about the strange messages. He follows the guy and secretly enters the church. On investigating, he finds a place that is manufacturing some kind of sunglasses. A message that says, "They live, we sleep," has been written on the wall. Nada isn't able to decipher its meaning, but is soon about to find out the horrific truth that it denotes. In the other part of the church are a group of people who have formed a union. They are the ones hacking the TV signals to relay those messages. That night, a large force of police raids the church as the organization from earlier flees. Several dozers are brought to destroy the shantytown, and anyone who resists is brutally beaten. When everything settles down the next morning, Nada goes to the church and sees that the writing on the wall has been painted over. He realizes that the police had no reason to hide the writing if it didn't mean something significant. The day before, he had also noticed a secret compartment in the place. He sees that the police failed to discover the compartment and opens it himself. Inside is a box full of sunglasses that he had seen them manufacturing. He keeps one pair and hides the rest in a garbage can. When Nada wears the glasses for the first time, he finds out that it shows the reality that naked human eyes cannot see. Surprised, he looks around and discovers the word "obey" written on a billboard that advertises a control data corporation. Similarly, another billboard that has a woman laying on the beach says, "Marry and reproduce." Nada soon realizes that the world is filled with subliminal messages that affect and manipulate human brains into doing things they don't even know they're doing. The rich and powerful are being helped by evil organizations that collectively manipulate the lower and middle class people into being submissive. As Nada explores the new world, he sees several words like consume, obey, and sleep written everywhere. Some media urge the people to have no independent thought and to not question authority. But the biggest surprise comes when Nada notices a strange humanoid with bulging eyes and molted skin. Upon removing the glasses, the man looks normal, but through the glasses, his true face is visible. He is one of the rich people who have sold their soul to the organization. Lastly, Nada sees, "This is your God," written on paper money, indicating that money is the driving force the organization uses to manipulate people. The more Nada explores the neighborhoods, the more humanoids he comes across. He registers that the world is filled with humanoids blending in with normal people. Most of such humanoids wear expensive clothes and seem to be wealthy. He accidentally tells a lady that she looks horrible, which makes her realize that he can see her true face. She and the humanoids behind her immediately call someone on their watch and inform them about Nada's location. A while later, two humanoid policemen find him and ask him where he got the sunglasses. They try to reel him into being one of them, but Nada doesn't want to join the organization. He's also well aware that if he refuses, he will die. When the men are distracted, he attacks them and kills them all before escaping. While on a run, he enters a local bank filled with humanoids. Knowing that he's about to be killed one way or the other, Nada makes the first attack, firing on humanoids randomly. He then sees one of them disappear after twisting a watch. Before being caught, Nada flees the bank and ends up in a parking lot. There, he finds a woman named Holly and holds her at gunpoint, asking her to help him escape the police. The woman does as told and brings him to her house in the Hollywood Hills. Nada tries explaining the truth to her, but Holly remains unimpressed. She refuses to wear the glasses or believe anything he says. She also pretends to be sympathetic but slyly pushes him down her window and calls the police, unaware that they are the bad guys. Nada somehow manages to remain hidden through the night and goes to his workplace the next morning. He secretly meets Frank and tries asking him for help. However, since the news about him being a murderer has spread around the neighborhood, Frank doesn't want to associate with him. Nada explains that the people he killed were not humans, but Frank remains uninterested in his story. To prove his innocence, Nada returns to the alley where he disposed of the sunglasses. After retrieving them, he goes back to Frank and urges him to wear them. When he refuses yet again, they get into a fight. Nada forcefully makes him wear the glasses. When Frank finally gets a look at humanoids nearby, he stops trying to resist. On their way to a hotel, Nada explains everything he knows. They acknowledge that they'll have to stop the sinister community of people, but do not know how. The next evening, they join the union that had fled from the church before the police invasion. In the hideout, the duo is provided with lenses that do the same thing as the glasses, but are more discreet. While with the group, they find out that the humanoids are the ones responsible for global warming. They're trying to change our atmosphere to be more suitable for them and are finishing up our resources. Most people who are hungry for power, fame, and money fall right into their laps and are corrupted by them. The population of humans is decreasing day by day, which is a threat to everyone. The humanoids' watches are two-way radios that connect all of them to the mainframe of their existence. The group has somehow been able to retrieve one of such watches. The leader of the group claims that the best way to end the sinister beings is by revealing their truth to the world. They can do this by destroying the radio signal that delivers the subliminal messages to all humans through mass media. If they're able to destroy the signal, people will be able to see the real faces of humanoids even without the special glasses. A while later, Holly also joins the community, having found the truth after wearing the glasses that Nada left behind. She works in a broadcasting company and knows about a possible location where the humanoids might be broadcasting subliminal messages from. Nada thanks Holly for believing him, but as they talk, the place is raided by the police. They have been ordered to kill every rebel and finish the organization as a whole. The police force also consists of humans who have been told that the community they're attacking are government haters and terrorists. Many people die in the encounter, but amidst the chaos, Nada and Frank manage to escape into an alleyway. When they press a button on a humanoid watch, a secret portal appears on the ground. They enter it and end up in an underground facility of some sort. The place consists of high passages and heavily guarded areas. In one of the rooms, the humanoids are throwing a party for their human collaborators. The announcer tells the attendees about the raid that just took place to kill all the rebels on the West Coast. Everyone claps at the good news, while Nada and Frank disguise themselves in the crowd. Suddenly, a humanoid who has recently been sold to the organization approaches the two. Thinking that they're the newcomers, he shows them around the facility. He brings them to a station that acts as a transport measure to bring the humanoids from another world to the Earth. The duo is shocked at the revelation that the humanoids are actually aliens or corrupted humans being turned into aliens. Following that, they're taken to the studio of a local TV station. It turns out that the station is the source of the signal that corrupts people's minds with subliminal messages. When asked for their identity certification, Nada and Frank shoot the guards dead. Soon, an alarm alerts everyone of their presence. The two find out that if they shut down the signal disk on the roof, the messages will stop and people will be able to see the humanoids' real faces. While running down the studio, they find Holly, who had somehow survived the police raid earlier. She brings them up to the roof, where a disc is broadcasting the subliminal signals. As Nada runs up, Holly pulls out a gun and presses it against Frank's temple. It is clear to him that she has sided with the humanoids, but before he can do anything about it, she kills him. Nada is seconds away from destroying the broadcasting antenna when Holly points her gun at him. Right then, a police helicopter flies overhead and the aliens aboard order Nada to step away. He registers that he is about to die tonight, but doesn't want to make his death amount to nothing. In a second, he brings out a hidden sleeve pistol and shoots Holly dead. Immediately after, he is shot by policemen in the hovering helicopter. He uses his last bit of strength to get one final shot at the broadcasting antenna and destroys it. At last, he lies on the ground with a smile on his face, proud of his accomplishment. Soon after the signal is destroyed, chaos ensues in the world. For the first time, humans are able to see the reality of the mass media that they're being fed every day. People discover humanoids all around the country, living among them and exploiting human resources. That was all from the video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for more content like this and hit the like button to help us out. Also, leave a comment if you want us to recap your favorite movie. Until next time, take care.